AskReddit by French dipped. What food can FCK write off? I saw a recipe a while back for this 1950s lobster mayonnaise gelatin. That particular recipe can, in my humble opinion, fuck right off. The 50s and 60s had savory jello, often served with mayonnaise. Now and later's pulled my crown right off my tooth and I bit down on it. Now and later? More like no and never. Same. Pulled the filling right out. No warning, no Novocaine. Now and later? No. And never. Salmon farmed in the Patagonia fjords. Aquaculture production of salmon here in southern Chile is responsible for countless number of feces, plastic, hormones, antibiotics, dead fish, and spills floating around what a lot of people call home. The fish meal these fish get fed comes from massive trawling ships that deplete fish populations in other parts of the world just to feed this invasive species. Please don't eat or buy Chilean salmon. If you want to find more, check out the layer of shit and rotting food formed over the ocean floor. Check this. https://yahoo.be/b-r8fq86ckq . Chilean salmon is also certified as sustainable by the WWF. Talk about high standards. Edit. WWF as in World Wildlife Fund, not the wrestling organization. Live octopus. Really smart creatures being killed in the most inhumane way possible. Not to mention they can and will fucking strangle you trying to escape your throat. Burger in a can. Just why? Wait, what the fuck? Any food with gold leaf on it. Let's take this mediocre meal and make it a pretentious overpriced pile of shit. 2 words. Live. Octopus. In this same vein, live frogs. Anything live, but like. That one messed me up. I have quite a few, but canned straw mushrooms were the bane of my youth. 1. What are straw mushrooms? 2. Why are we canning them? Anything I cook for my husband apparently. My wife thinks that if something should cook for a half hour at 350, you should be able to cook it in 15 minutes at 700 degrees. My uncle. Surströmming. That's the nasty shit that recommends you open a can underwater because it smells so fucking horrible. Shark fin soup. To all who want to try this for curiosity, just order the imitation version. Tastes exactly the same. Source: experience from attending weddings every year until it was illegal to sell where I live. Kopi Luwak. I love coffee, but I'm okay never trying coffee beans from civet feces. The whole reason why it was supposed to be good is now completely discarded. The wild civets would eat the ripest, best beans and their digestive enzymes would have a reaction to alter the beans further. Now they are captive and force-fed beans. They produce about 15 pounds of beans a year. Boiled jellyfish. I had it once in Shanghai and it tasted okay, like watered down grape jelly, but felt like chewing a car tire. Wait, jellyfish taste like actual jelly? Anything made from the parts of an endangered vulnerable species. Looking at you, puffin eaters. Edit. Just Atlantic puffins are vulnerable, to be clear. What the fuck? People eat puffins? Reheated fish at work. Edit. Wow, I wasn't expecting this to take off like it had. Thanks for the awards. I'm not going to police what people can and cannot eat up at work. I personally think microwaved fish smells awful. The thread was what foods that I think can fuck off. I'm not telling the people to fuck off too. I'll sit there, think to myself, damn that stinks, then move on with my day. And for all of you reheated fish defenders, I'm currently getting hit with the odors of hospital cooked pork and sauerkraut. It is not pleasant. I got my comeuppance. A guy my boyfriend works with brought fish he caught himself in the river, cut it up raw in the lunchroom and ate it as sushi. Guess who was out with food poisoning the rest of the week? Lol. Live lobster sashimi for that matter, anything still alive when served. Agreed. Saw a video of somebody putting a live octopus into boiling water and it was heartbreaking. Anything traditional Chinese medicine related that involves endangered animals. So much this. Their gallbladders won't make your dick hard, you moron. Take a blue pill like all the other boomers and leave the animals in peace. Canned asparagus. Canned asparagus is great. Just not as food. For instance, it's great if you want to put out a very small fire. Foie gras. Shark fin, anything. Anything from an endangered animal. Nestle. Fuck Nestle. Canned whole chicken. Ballot. I don't know what this is, but I'm getting context clues from the comments and don't like the picture my brain's piecing together. Chitlings. IYKYK. Edit, spelling. My grandfather, God rest his smart ass soul, would always ask the server at breakfast if they had cold oatmeal and lard. Once on a family trip to, I think, Tien, he popped off with that and the waitress didn't miss a beat and replied no, but we can do a bean chitlins and whipped cream, and acted like she was starting to write it down for him. Never before had I seen him backpedal, but he wanted exactly zero of that. Gave him shit about that for probably 20 years. Deleted. I had a soup with stinky tofu in it and it was the most difficult eating I've ever done. The only reason I finished it was homemade by Buddhist monastics and was given to me during my visit. I really don't mind it fried, but that was the strongest I've ever encountered. Any food that has endangered species. I'm stunned I haven't seen canned spinach yet. That shit was horrific to me growing up. I didn't even know it was a leaf-like plant until I was like 20. My parents only gave it to us canned and it was like eating snot. I'm gonna be the only one to jump in the opposite direction here. Grandma fed me cans of Popeye with vegetable supreme seasoning as a kid. They don't make that seasoning anymore, but I still eat canned spinach all the time. Love it. Will eat it unaccompanied for a light lunch. Got a couple cans of it in the cupboard right now. Grapefruit. I know this might sound childish, but Jesus Christ, does it have negative effects with so many meds. This can be terrifying with my mother who uses blood pressure pills, and my father who has severe diabetes. And both are in their late 60s, and while they aren't feeble frail old cookies about to crumble, they aren't in peak health exactly. And that shit can go sideways real fast and for days. Barrage of psych meds on that list too. I stopped bothering checking over a decade ago and now just assume something I'm on at any given time is going to interact with it, so avoid it altogether. Geoduck, it's a sea penis and nobody can convince me otherwise. Is that a geoduck in your pocket or are you just happy to sashimi? Jelly deals. Gold leaf anything. Aspics, jello molds, and pretty much any questionable concoction you can find in a vintage cookbook. Chitlins. Just no. Those orange peanut shaped marshmallow candy things. They are actually meant to be banana flavored. Any food that still moves when you eat it. Edit, OMG, this is my first time getting more than 2 upvotes. Thank you all so much. I was offered some worms as part of our college foundation day celebration experience. I'm in the entomology department, so it makes sense, and I was willing to eat some if it was cooked. I just felt too bad for the worms mayo. I know the top ones are all people giving insane things. But as a southerner I hate okra. I don't want a slightly fuzzy tube full of snot. I don't care if it makes the gumbo silkier. I don't care about the flavor. The texture makes me feel like I'm eating an old man's nose. I agree with you, but there are a bunch of preparations of okra that get rid of the snottiness. I've hopped around the southeast a ton and I've only been served snotty okra like once or twice. Canned asparagus. It's the single most vile mockery of an otherwise good vegetable that has ever existed. It's literally just nasty mush. Ikizukuri live sashimi. Pig spleen. Pleb. Black licorice. If you like it, you can have my share. Thanks.